Friends, ever since the day we humans discovered Antarctica, we have been highly intrigued by its mystery. The researchers were startled when they heard a horrific roar through the ice in Antarctica, even though they were investigating something different. The reason why Antarctica has received the least amount of exploration is that we all know that the harsh conditions there are similar to those elsewhere in the world. For example, ice can be found everywhere in the world, including in mountains and large bodies of water, but if all that ice were to congregate in one area, it would only cover 3% of Antarctica. The icy ice of Antarctica has been continuously accumulating over the past billions of years, and the depth is estimated to be about 4/10 of a kilometer. This means that 5 Burj Khalifas could be built there, and many locations would still be empty afterward. In the past few years, various mysteries under this ice have been revealed, but even now, researchers are still taking risks. In this video, we'll look for 4 of them in an effort to learn more about Antarctica's sweetness using the number 4 pyramid. Although certain extraterrestrial civilizations and aliens were believed to have visited Antarctica, it wasn't until the year 2000 that a satellite was able to record some bizarre images of the continent as a result of the ice melting in some areas. Pyramid-like buildings could be spotted there. For comparison, let me mention that the greatest pyramid at Giza is just 750 feet, or 200 meters, in size, yet these 4 sizes closely resemble Egyptian pyramids at a location that is really 2 kilometers greater. 20 meters is a very high probability that the structure is not natural. It may be a pyramid that some civilizations constructed. If this were the case, there are pyramids somewhere on the enormous continent of Antarctica that are hidden beneath the deleted secret, or possibly ice. There will be concerns about who those folks truly are and how they constructed them in such a chilly environment. Even millions of years ago, there was such a rain here that human life would have been impossible to survive, but in 2017, a team of German geologists linked here in various ways, and the result that came out is certainly very surprising. After training, thousands of years-old garbage trees that were buried under thousands of feet of ice came out. According to Chinese estimations, the last ice age happened around 11,000 years ago, when the entire continent of Antarctica was not covered by ice and certain sections were covered with lush forests, allowing life to exist. But the thing is that in the photo it is a pyramid or something. It could not be physically checked there, but one thing is clear, there was a time when Antarctica was full of green plants and there were different types of animals and even people. Maybe number 3 is a strange sound of 2002. This ISL, called version B, was 3,250 square kilometers in size and 200 kilometers in total, meaning it was completely shaped like Bangladesh. The researchers first thought it was because it was separated from Larsen Antarctica due to global warming, and the second time it was so that it could not be separated from seals. Antarctica and animals could not increase the height of the sea. The Rossai cells in the north of Antarctica installed 34 sensitive sensors inside the ice. They wanted to know exactly what causes the ice age to break apart and how to stop it. Like the downs in the desert, ice country can be seen in Antarctica, which ICE cells cover well and insulate. Through this sensor, the physical properties of the ice cells and their structure were known, but the result that came to everyone caused a stir in the entire scientific community. It is always vibrating by itself, and this sound is heard from inside. The frequency of this sound is only 5%, so it will not be able to recognize the human ear directly, but the data from the center clearly proves this. There is such power here. Jado's huge, big isle skin is vibrating non-stop. After a few months of recharging, this noise showed some change, and along with that, it was also noticed that the weather was changing in the hull. The noise from the inside changes, and eventually the scientists came to the conclusion that this noise from inside the ice cells is generated by the wind. Even when the cold storm changes its direction, the noise from inside the ice cells changes, like the sound of a flower sometimes giving more wind. Now the researchers can guess what is going on inside, how strong it is, and whether it is separated from the mainland by the number 2 undersea ice lakes. It is very difficult to guess anything under the thick ice of Antarctica, but what is surprising is that scientists have found many of them underground. The first leg under Antarctica was discovered by raiders in 97 years. The largest of these, the Vostok, discovered by Russian scientists, is not only the largest in Antarctica but is considered to be the third largest league on Earth in volume, with 3.5 kilometers of water when samples were taken from the bottom of the find. In the last 2 billion years, scientists have found microorganisms from the violence that are found only here in the whole world. These strange creatures have never seen fresh air and have never felt sunlight, but still they have survived well in their own world. But how is it possible? The study says that the survival of humans depends on the methane gas emitted from the ground, now number 1 on Mount Erebus, the coldest continent on Earth. It is very difficult to imagine, but the real picture is that there are many volcanoes in Antarctica. Even Ross Island has 4 volcanoes, of which Mount Erebus is a living example. In 2013 years, some scientists managed to go to a volcano, and they found living microorganisms in the ice of the volcano. I hope you will like this video and share it with us. Thank you very much for watching this video.